So we are a new museum. It's, not only are we building a museum, we're also establishing an institution, which is very unique given the scale of what we're doing. In 2008, the West Kowloon Cultural District was formed. An upfront endowment of 21.6 billion Hong Kong dollars was set aside and given to the authority to build infrastructure. By 2017, there was a shift in how we needed to manage our way forward, because it was very, very clear that we needed to have a slightly expanded version of a financial arrangement. So the authority, the West Kowloon Cultural District Authority, was granted the development rights. We were given the land grant to actually develop all of the public-private infrastructure that would support the cultural infrastructure moving forward. We're 65,000 square meters of building. It's an architecture designed by the wonderful Swiss architects Herzog and Imron. And we have 17,000 square meters of exhibition space, a research center, learning hubs. We are a museum of visual culture, which means that we are also design, architecture, visual art, and moving image, which means we have 3 cinemas and a mediatheque as well. We also have within our museum an LED media facade. So the architecture of the museum is very, very interesting because we embody our moving image on our tower. So this is an example of what the tower would look like when we start activating it. We will begin by doing a countdown, preparing the city for the museum's opening. And of course, we're opening during COVID times, which means that our institution is fundamentally opening to an audience that is from Hong Kong. Yes, some of them will. So, for example, our Kusama exhibition, we will tour into the mainland because they've never really had a major Kusama exhibition of this scale. And, exhibitions like the I Am Pei, we do want to take beyond Asia, because a figure like Pei should be seen in Europe and North America. He has had such a influential career across those spaces. So yes, we will take them out. I think one of the clear pieces of work that COVID has really pushed through is the need to be far more energy efficient, green in our attitude, and thinking about how the institution functions. So in terms of the building and facilities, it's only the formal collection spaces that have the kind of air conditioning, the relative humidity and temperature controls that we expect of a AAA rated institution. But the rest of those interstitial spaces, and we have very large interstitial spaces, are ambient environments. So we are not going to control those environments to the degree that the exhibition spaces are. So we are thinking about sustainability across many aspects and avenues, and thinking about where best to manage sustainability in relation to well-being as well. One of the huge advantages we have, of course, is where we are in Hong Kong, in the Greater Bay, where technology has been embraced for years. In fact, this East Asia was the most technology or tech savvy communities in the world, and so we're well aware of that. And the relationship to technology is embedded in the curatorial team, as well as in how how we're not only planning on delivering exhibitions, but how we also think about collection making. And it is really thinking about that future into the 21st century. And, Hong Kong is such a visual culture city. And it is, we are beginning that. It's the beginning of a journey. We're not ending that. Up to now, the Euro American canon has been so well established. We feel very strongly that we need meaningful, informed, authoritative voices coming out of our parts of the world that bring very clear art historical, social relations, design architecture histories to the highest level of presentations in our museum. M plus means museum and more, and actually, our the title of M plus began through public consultation. The kinds of museums that the people wanted were for contemporary design, for moving image, for ink art, and for popular culture, Hong Kong popular culture, and visual art. And the collection, in fact, encompasses those interests. We are opening in COVID times, but I actually think Hong Kong has been waiting for us. It's really nice for us to be opening to the city as our first audiences. I think success for me is transformation. It's about making everybody understand that an institution can change quality of life. Thinking about education. In Hong Kong, none of the high schools or primary schools well, formally teach any kind of creative education at all. So in the museum, we have established a learning hub that is very seriously addressing that lack. The institution itself will be transformational, and I am certain of that. Thank you.